turn your bubble back on.
This meeting is
Okay, who called the meeting to order and who seconded?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Right.
Can't take her
Will someone
anywhere.
please call the meeting to order?
I call this meeting to order.
I
Thank
second it.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Kathy.
Welcome. Anybody join us?
Anybody join us? Just you.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Will the secretary please give a report?
The minutes are, from last meeting are available to read on the women's page. Okay, so I'm told that May's minutes were not yet approved. If, you would like to, anybody would like to approve May's minutes?
I move
we approve
May.
Okay, so Tiffany made the motion,
Second.
Michelle seconded. She is, and so am I for my own benefit. Okay, so we're good with the May minutes, so the June was just posted. If anybody wants to go on and read that, so those need to be approved as well. Yeah. Now, no.
We ready for the treasurer's report?
That's how the, okay, I'm on.
We could have done June's, but we just.
Nobody, yeah, got it, okay. I'm new
Yes, sorry.
to the job.
Treasurer's report. We started June with $1,927.08. We had deposits of $320 and expenses of $339.56, and a lot of that was the tree donation for water. And we end the month with $1,907.50. Not including anything from this, so except for we paid them. But anything that was paid down, the tent has not been added.
Nor the money that we just deposited.
Nope, I got that.
You got that included, okay.
Someone would like to approve that?
T-shirts, porta potty, and food for what then? The motion to approve?
Tiffany made a motion to approve the treasurer's report. Do we have a second? Okay.
All right, Jen got one.
Jen. Thank you, Jen.
Do I get a gavel for that instead?
You get to hold your beat.
No, you can just point me up.
I got a gavel.
No, I love her gavel. That's better. Bubbles.
Is it a honey dipper?
Great. Her gavel. I love it.
Perfect. That would be cute.
Perfect.
Honey dipper
It's a
gavel.
real gavel.
You need a gavel. What am I gonna do with it? No, that's your family.
Well, it's better than Rick's paper.
He's a bubblehead. Okay, next.
Do we have any old business?
I think you're getting bound up there.
It's like a honey
You're gonna blow.
Old business. So on our minutes, old business.
Yeah, I usually read them and take notes off of them, but I have not been posted.
Old business involved, discussion on the budget for the retreat, and discussion on setting up, to sell the West Virginia Honey Festival, and Deb will be selling, and our things as well as her own, splitting the fee for that. That was for the table, yes, for the table fee. That was voted on in the past. Discussion was had on Barb's daughter's GoFundMe donation, and we donated $100 to that. I'm just basically supposed to go over it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And then we discussed adding Christy to the club bank account, and that was voted on, passed. And Deb told us about the Zoom meeting WBBA had, and the next one that took place on July 21st. Then Christy gave us the apiary at the mill update, and that is our old business.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Emily
Okay, Emily made the motion.
Second.
and Michelle.
Michelle, second.
Approved and
you.
seconded. Does anyone have anything they want to discuss about old business? If not, we'll move on to new business. Does anyone have anything to say with the new business?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did anyone sit in on the last state meeting?
Yes,
Yes, I missed it.
So you
There was
want
like
kind of an
4
update
of
about
us.
that?
I didn't bring the notes.
An update on that meeting?
I didn't bring the notes.
Well, it was a nice flowing meeting, and the secretary that just gave birth,
Yes, and they have.
yes, and she recognized us as a group, and kind of praised us a little bit, which we've never had for that, and or from that, and so we spoke. I couldn't find. I never used my phone, and on Zoom, I always have a computer with you guys, and so I couldn't unmute me. I couldn't get it to work. So she said, "Well, I guess we'll not have any comments from the women." And it's just like, wait, here I am. So, and I hesitated to say because I knew that there were people that did not like us there in the crowd. And then later on, we got called out on that and asked a question to Debbie, and that's what she told her point blank. It was like, well, we know people out there that like the way we're on Zoom with us, so hesitant to bring it up because we get alligated.
So it was brought up, what was said?
Lisa,
Just wanted to know what activities and she
She
said
was-
the
she was
retreat's
praising
coming
us.
up.
Yeah, she was.
Gotcha.
yeah.
So-
Any new
We're
events
a good
coming up
group.
with other clubs, and she
Gotcha.
said, and I hear the
Just
women's
updates.
It
retreat.
was good. It was
Yeah,
it was
okay.
positive. I think.
And you just commented that.
And so far, we have not heard any flashback.
Mm.
And, but then Debbie was asked later about why we hesitated, and she just told her reason.
Gotcha.
Um,
Was it the same lady that asked you or somebody else?
It was Louisa.
Okay, gotcha.
No big deal.
Yeah, no, I was just curious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm an hypnos.
You're what?
I'm an hypnos.
She knows.
An hypnos.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm nosy.
Well, that's fine. And I'll tell you. So, and then after I said my piece, and of course I stuttered and hesitated because I didn't know how deep to go.
You did good.
I was talking like this, and so Sue came on, bless her heart, she dug me out of a freaking hole, and she was saying, what we do and what we stand for, and then everybody else started,
Debbie got in, Debbie said a lot,
and you,
and I said something.
yeah, so we kicked it in gear. We did
Nice.
well. And we were right after Christy, she gave a real nice spill about the mill, the Haverary mill, and and then it was dead silent, so I couldn't comment. So it better work out well. It was a good meeting, and had by all, I got called into a, Don will get it, got called,
I got it.
just throw a rag down to her, and, so I didn't get the first part, that rag it is worse than, it's a rag. Yeah, just throw it on the stairs.
Hey.
Yeah. So that was that. That was a good meeting. They talked about what they talked about.
They was wanting updates from all clubs on upcoming events. They're gonna make a calendar for everyone to be able to access
So then club meetings are.
of when the club meetings are and what we have to do, what each individual club has upcoming to do.
So they're trying to get more involved.
Submit to the newsletter.
Did they have many other people,
I think it was 19.
like, I mean, chiming in on their clubs, activities and stuff?
Not after
Not really.
us. That's why I said I was late. So I came in on the tail end of Christie. So what was before the Haverary in the middle?
No,
It was
nothing.
only like half an hour.
Yeah,
but-
it was a short meeting, and
Really?
kept on trying to jump from us to participate.
Right.
Anybody else got anything? She said.
Well, the women talk.
And it's a B chat for all clubs and all people, and everybody
They're
WBBA,
used to that format.
It talked
Yeah.
about
I
the honey
think-
festival.
the Honey
Maybe a lot of
Festival.
the rest of them
It
aren't.
talked about the honey festival.
The Honey Festival is August 27th and 28th.
And then the Huntington Lawn and Beckley.
Where is that? So what?
Parkersburg, West Virginia. At the city park. Anybody
Excuse me, I
that
think the
is,
dates are the
26th and 27th.
Saturday and Sunday.
I thought it was
Yeah,
26th,
this is
is right?
26th is our club picnic on
Okay, because I thought it was 26th was Friday.
Yeah, the 26th is
Maybe wrong, but
Okay.
that's what it,
So they want to get more involved in all the clubs, and they want all clubs to understand what WBBA is and what they do. So they're wanting a lot of more interaction.
Because they're losing people.
Right.
They're trying to invent the wheel. Well,
They supposedly, I'm going to say, are trying to become more involved with all clubs, not just, even southern clubs, the northern club, so they can see what they're
Because
doing.
they're a state organization, as they should.
Yeah. So hopefully they will do what they're talking about.
they say when the next meeting is?
It was 4 weeks.
They did, and they'll send out
We'll send out an email.
I posted it on our women.
Right, we
Up
did.
there.
I forgot.
I did,
Olivia's.
so I'll try to do that again
Thank
when I
you.
get the email.
And I got an email from.
I don't.
I didn't get an
I
email.
got the email.
It gets covered up.
Well, that's not it.
Send me a text, I'm right on it.
Yes.
Oh, she does.
Send me a
During
message.
the meeting, I kept on sending messages to Steve Roth, I'm not getting emails, and he tested with me, and he says, I'm the person who makes sure they're getting the emails. He said, if you go in spam, I said, that's the first thing I looked at.
Master P.
Did the secretary have her baby?
Yes.
Yesterday,
It's 9 pounds something.
9 pound, 1
Wow.
ounce.
One ounce.
Girl.
They also said Master Beekeeper test September 23rd. If you want to sign up for it, it's going to be active.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, say that again, please.
Didn't hear.
Master Beekeeper testing, so the 3 levels of that will be held September 23rd since there's no conference. They're going to schedule that at the Mill Jackson.
Oh,
So
And
That's-
also there will
Future
be
teachers.
judging for wax. Isn't that supposed to be
That's at the Honey Festival.
No,
It's
no,
only
no.
honey, but it's at the same time.
the honey festival
It's just honey.
is just honey, and they said
No,
someplace
honey
else.
can make,
No baked goods, baked
Yes.
goods don't count for Master Beekeeper.
but
Anymore.
but it's honey and bake.
But
Right.
the Master Beekeeper.
I'm concerned about Master Beekeeper. So, because we need blue ribbons, so somewhere I sat through the meeting, the state meeting, and that's the first I'd heard of it. And it said honey at the honey festival, but then somewhere I heard, and I need to make sure that it's clarified that wax can't, wax and that thing will be judged at the mill.
Right, and wax and soaps.
And the written tests.
Christina?
Question for Christie. You said September 23rd, but are you positive on that date? Because the Herbal Association has that
They're
weekend as
that
well.
day, that week.
Okay.
Down in the Mountain State Building, they're in a building.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I'm a member at large with them and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, the mill's big enough to accommodate all of us.
Okay.
Yeah. Mini groups. Yeah.
But trying to, any beekeeper that wants to be at the honey festival, we are trying to get them all in the building so that all beekeepers are together.
And it's not air conditioned, so just be prepared.
Yes. And bring fans, bring chairs, bring your tables, whatever you need to set up. If you want to go, get your application in as soon as possible. There is an entirely new guy doing it again this year. And we in the state, the Mountaineer Beekeepers and the state are trying to help him to get through this. Because he was left with not knowing nothing. He had nothing on it at all. So we are trying to help him figure it out.
Alright, I'm being selfish again, but I just need to know, so for those of us that are hoping to enter wax for Master Beekeeper, is someone going to give us a time, a place?
I would, who would you email about that, Deb?
Steve,
Steve,
Yeah,
Steve
they were
Ross, the
actually
good-
setting up the thing, Bill.
I'll email Steve.
I have an update on the apiary, unless you have other questions about that.
I just have a question about honey collecting. What method are they using?
the same one that's, there's all the information's on the WVBA website.
Oh, about how they do the judging, yeah, the
Yeah.
guideline. Yeah, the guidelines on.
Yeah, it's certain types that they've been trained. And it is on the website.
Okay.
And I will tell you another thing about that is we will have the bee beard back. It is back. We have
Yes,
someone that's
Charlie.
going to do it, and he will be.
At the
Honey.
training festival.
Yes.
Somebody wearing a face full of bees.
I agree with you. It ain't happening.
Also, there will be, let me look at my notes. Like I said, this is from the state and us, so.
Who was us?
Not near beekeepers, but the state is doing that part.
And they're
State.
requesting all clubs to have a theme of training. I mean, like you're teaching beekeeping.
Yes. They are wanting, all of it, everybody to have some kind of training on their table.
Training?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What do you
There's
think?
beekeeping.
Education?
education.
Well, okay, so Debbie's gonna go, we're gonna have a table with her. So she needs to volunteer, I am not going.
What is it?
going.
That's our club picnic, I think. Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah.
Next year
I'm
we need to reschedule for a different time. We always do Saturday in August. Well, August is school stop.
Honey festivals, I think, the
Yeah.
same, they,
State fair.
it's Parkersburg, the people who organize it down there, it's not, it's not WVBA that has control of this event at all.
Give me bubbles.
They're kind of just throwing themselves into it,
Yes.
You're just having too much fun.
I
and
am.
because it's open for them. And then later on in October, they're talking about having a Zoom with a guest speaker for our conference.
Yes.
That's the annual meeting too.
Yes.
isn't it?
Okay.
So just a speaker as in for the conference.
Yes.
Yes.
And I knew it was gonna be virtual, but I thought it would be, it's not gonna be really,
Which is also the same week as the state. Version. But that's all.
In October,
Which is, and that date changes because Penn State Conference is always held in Penn State and it has to rotate around a football game. 'Cause of
that makes sense, yeah.
And theirs is all, their conference is all heavy research based.
Okay, here is some of the events that will be occurring. A lot of them are for kids. There will be a kid's story time. There will be an open hive demonstration.
thank you.
There will be a kids candle making demonstration, a cream honey demonstration. The
That's
kids,
me, right there.
kids will be having a couple of different crafts that they can make during the day and on Sunday. The Bee Beard will be on at 2 p.m. They're gonna have a honey presentation, bee equipment presentation. On Saturday, the WVBA will have the Honey and Bake Show Awards. And the Honey and Bake Show will be in the Wood County Rec Office. There will be an extraction demonstration and an observation hive.
And Ferrisville Bees will be in attendance and selling. I assume they're gonna be bringing equipment to sell, so
They haven't, I don't know if they've decided.
about equipment?
Yeah.
I know they're setting up though.
Yeah, they'll be there. I'm not
Who's
sure.
that? What company is that?
There's only two lid
Oh,
there.
yeah.
You're good, you're good.
Okay.
You're not missing anything.
I was
Sorry.
missing one.
Handy helpers over there.
So we are hoping that it will be better than what it has been.
But
I've never been.
if you come and sell honey or whatever, like, it is ridiculous the money made and honey sold and the people that come through there.
Oh.
It's a really
All
good
the
thing.
tax, inform them about the
Yes.
tax
Oh, yeah, the
person.
tax lady, oh,
Be sure to have your business license.
you have to have your business license.
Have to.
To do what?
And you have to have it printed and displayed.
Okay, so how do we do it if we're selling our
Yeah.
honey?
Do you have a business license for the club?
Yes, I have it.
For the
She has a
501c3.
business license.
She has a business.
No, Christie said we do for our club.
Yes,
It's on our, it's on our.
she sent it to me. I have it.
She-
Okay.
Debbie has it.
So we got that for our club. We legal.
Yeah, because
And you have, they will, she will give you a paper and you have to clean, which honey doesn't count, but if you sell anything that tax would be applied to, you have to turn in this special paper to pay your taxes.
and you have to turn it in, I think
There's a
it's
certain time.
like 7 to 14 days. No,
Well, I mean,
It's
it's
the
the
same
state
in
tax,
West
well, just like anything, the state, it's a 7%
Sales tax.
You have to claim the state, or the sales tax.
But not on honey.
Honey
Honey
and
is
food
not-
products, no, but she will let you know that if you give samples, then it does apply for taxes, because it's like
Consumables.
restaurants, you, not the sample, what you're selling.
yes, but you're
If
selling
you're
it.
supplying samples, then your food item that you're supplying
That's
samples
wrong.
on, she's.
Oh, she is absolutely the worst.
She's just, it's not, it's the whole,
It sounds like
she's
it's
the worst.
being determined to be a prepared food.
yes,
If you're to
Yes.
get exempt.
that's what, it's like
And that's
basically
why
like
it's-
restaurant food.
Yeah.
It's food service.
Agreed.
But I'm just, it's a thing, you just deal with it.
Now, I don't have it yet, but next year I'm hoping to get my business license switched over. What if you actually do not pay taxes because you are an agricultural supplier and
You
you're
just have
not
to,
required to collect tax for agricultural things when you sell it?
Well, you just said, if you give samples.
No, I mean like your equipment and stuff.
Oh.
just talk to her.
You'd have to talk to her.
Like I said, I don't have that yet, but I'm gonna try and switch from a regular license to an ag, like farming license essentially, because you can't sell equipment or sell bees without equipment. It's kind of like selling cattle without fencing, doesn't work.
Just check with her.
So basically though, you have to have a business license to sell.
A farm license is a little bit different,
Right.
so,
I just figured I'd bring that up in case anybody else had that question.
yeah,
So.
but it's a little bit different, and I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I know there's differences.
Can't take her anywhere.
That's a cool thing.
It's the large milk meeting. Champagne bubbles.
Any other questions on that meeting before I go to the other new business of apiary? Okay, so you guys have seen the apiary at the mill or heard us talk about it. A couple of things are coming up. That
Hold on, Deb.
everyone is aware of. Labor Day weekend, on that Saturday, we're gonna have a bee event at Jacksonville. I believe, if you've never been there, it's a huge vendor, and craft show. We are looking for volunteers to help set up and tear down. It can be an all-day thing. If you want to, bring a chair. Like when you're here, you like to do a lot of conversing with other keepers, and sometimes you don't have that time because you're watching, and then today we didn't rain, but you're usually watching workshops or you're watching demonstrations or talks or something, so this
Come
is just
visit the Herbal Association, we're looking for new members too.
So
That's
the-
my spiel.
at the, on that Saturday, we're gonna have a couple of demonstrations. Bob Spencer's coming to do a Layton's Hive. We'll have a Langston Hive, demonstration. We're trying to figure some other activities out with that as well. And just to be chatting and trying to find some entertainment as well to come down that way. The Jubilee does have a fee to go to the craft show, and the craft fair, it's $5 per person. We are in the historical area, which is off from the Jubilee craft show. That's up at the, in the main part of it. But again, there's other crafters there, other vendors, there's agriculture stuff that goes on, and there's entertainment up the barn as well. But just remember, bring a chair or a quilt blanket to sit on. The other thing is, you've seen a lot of activity with this summer. Next summer's even busier. If you live close to us and would like to volunteer with just, we have some potential training coming up with doing it. We just need somebody just to be there to night. Can't be the only ones that are going to open up our area, because it's the historical area, not the state building, having somebody there, but also we're going to have our out yard set up for spring, so hopefully that we can do some other types of demonstrations out there, so we can help with that. We need help building. In September, we're going to have some couple of work days to do some construction on our cabin inside to seal it up. We need to make a couple of things, so the wax melters, a box to store our smoker in, because I get very paranoid storing a hot smoker in the primitive cabin that's there. I mean, little stuff like that. So if you think about us and, made something or we want to share it there, try to make it a very, like, here every beekeeper does something different. We're not going to teach you one method. We're going to show you the multiple methods, and you learn what that works best for you. It's the same with hives. Not everybody wants to run a 10-frame length throughout. We have 8 frames there in the lay-ins hive. In our out yard, we're going to have hopefully more variations. If you heard something I talked on the front porch, it's been phenomenal. It is bigger than we ever thought, and it's next year's one bigger. So reach out to me, reach out to Tiffany if you have questions on how you can help. If you'd like to be a mentor to a youth in your area, ask me. I have 3 so far, not counting the 2 in Lewis County, that are looking for mentors. I've reached out to a couple of people already that were in the area. Because you're working with youth under the age of 18, I am doing the connection, but like you would have to go to make sure the parent is okay with their child, because at that point you're no longer under the apiary of the mill. I'm doing it as a connection for them just today. So a parent does have to be involved to make sure everything's okay, but we'll talk about all of that whenever we have somebody in your area that's looking for it. That's it.
Question. Anybody that, like I went and worked with those 4-H classes, anybody that's gonna do that has to complete the 2 certifications
Right.
online,
Right.
which anybody that has not done that, it is easy peasy. It takes maybe an hour tops for each one. We stay at
If you are
tuition.
looking to mentor at all, you should just do it. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, it takes a couple hours in totality to do.
Hour for each.
It's not a big deal, but at least you have that to say. There's a child abuse prevention class that you take, and there's also.
She's asking, where is the link, where does she go to initially sign
You
up
send
to
me your
get that?
information and I will put you in contact with me. We'll walk you through it step by step. You do 2 classes and a background check.
Chris,
I mean,
are
it's
you doing
background.
mentorships for all the counties in West Virginia?
I would, my goal is to have a listing, as many as we can, because if I have a kid who can't say, hey, I wanna continue this training, they can't learn everything in a year, obviously, right?
Because I'm up in Hardy County and I'm looking to mentor somebody so that I can give them or sell them my bees, my equipment and stuff, because I'm not gonna be able to do too many.
Yeah, if I have and state camps for 4-H are all over, and it's very southern based this year in my camps, at least the ones that I was at, the 2 that I was at, are too southern, based. I didn't have a lot of northern counties that were in there. I just tell the kids that if you're interested in continuing this training or just learning, I will put you in touch with somebody in your local area.
Remember me in Hardy County,
Okay.
or even Hampshire.
Okay.
So if you do that, because I just said to Rhonda and I do most of stuff at the club, but I'm like, what we should do, and nobody asked, is contact some of the different 4-H groups in our area, go, hey, we'll come do a presentation on fees. But, so we still have to do that same certification?
If you're just doing a presentation at a meeting or it's something just one-off and you've got other leaders there, you don't have to, you're a guest. The reason we have to do it, is because we are volunteers on site at the
We're
camp.
alone with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And another thing is, and I'm not gonna discount this, I'm a 4-H'er from the time I was 8 years old and to all through my kids, and I love the program. It's great for kids. It made me who I am today. I would never be able to get up here and talk in front of everybody without 4-H. And it's a way that if you want to get involved with any type of program, that you can also become a full-fledged counselor for the week. So all of you that live further away, West Phillips is hard for driving there and for driving there every day, you can become a counselor and you're at camp all week. Just, make sure the kids aren't where they're supposed to be, and then you can teach your class. And then you're just staying there instead of having to drive back and forth. Now, there is local places to stay, but sometimes if you're further away, then you want to drive every day. Doing that is kind of more cumbersome if you don't want to volunteer. So if that's what's causing you not to volunteer, chat with me and I'll tell you what it is like to be a counselor. It's a blast. Kids. Some people may say, I can't do kids. That's okay. They sometimes just need somebody in the cabin, making sure they're not leaving. That's it. So I love
Thank you.
4-H.
That much.
I love the 4-H program. I love what it does for kids. This is phenomenal. What I've seen so far. I've had several kids.
Mary, she was a.
Oh, I was like, where is she?
Oh, man.
Amanda's daughter was actually in our class. She was quiet, but it was nice because she was just like, hey,
Did you say she was in 3 of them?
she was in one of my classes.
She went to one of the beekeeping classes, but she went to 3 camps.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was nice because as soon as she told me who her mom was, I recognized the name from this club as well, so I knew who they were. It was nice. I got to talk with her a little bit. She was quiet. My daughter's quiet, and she's over there. The 4-H brings it out in her.
And she learned more with you than she does.
And sometimes that's good. It's sometimes good to not have your parent doing that. So it is a good program. It's good to get involved in. I would absolutely, if any of you want to do a demonstration in your local 4-H groups, they love having guest speakers. Love it.
Believe me, I hunt for them.
I did one at Hampshire County, and I had 150 kids for 30 minutes, and I had their undivided attention.
They love
I
it.
had an observation hive with me, and I didn't bring that up until the very end. And they asked great questions.
4-H kids are different than public.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know
I
they go to
was
public
really
school,
impressed.
but they're just different. They're usually farm country kids.
I was greatly impressed with this crowd.
Yes. They have great, they're right there, great questions.
City kids like to, I teach in work in a school that's the most, inner city school, diverse school, lowest performing school in the state of West Virginia. And I do these presentations to the last week of school.
When they're crazy.
From K to 5. And you won't believe how they're just
That's a great age.
mesmerized.
Yep.
K through 5R. And I go in there for 45 minutes and do a presentation. And these kids are hanging off the walls before I get in there. And the teachers are like, you can't believe it.
What age group was that?
K through 5.
K through 5.
And this is west side of Charleston. So this is the total opposite of
So you're at Mary Smith? I had a guess, yeah.
It is.
Praise you.
I'm not a teacher, I'm a teacher, but I'm a reading specialist. So
I'm at Sissonville.
I don't
Yeah.
see kids that last week of school. So I go in and do things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yep. Yes.
Seriously.
It's,
Have a sponsor. Kid working. It's average.
yeah.
But it's better than St. Paul.
If you have any questions or
Yes.
if you would like to demonstrate at a 4-H and just want some material, reach out to us. A a lot of us have done presentations with kids. I usually hit a third grade in Lewis County, and sometimes you know the age range and what they're interested in. Because there is a break point of how long you can keep their attention for so long before you bring out the observation item and they're all on for it
So
again.
their questions are just, they are.
I have tons of kindergarten through second grade stuff. That would be keep around without an observation time for 45.
Yeah.
Can I tell you how I prepped for this? Shanda gave a class at Eastern West Virginia Technical Community College and Technical School, and it was beekeeping 101. And it was for new beekeepers, but I went because I wanted to see how she could do this in 2 hours. And there were no new beekeepers. Only people present were experienced beekeepers. She was able to go a bit further, but it was just amazing, and I took lots of notes, and I was able to use what format and information that she presented to talk to these kids and tell them how long it takes to feed to hatch, how long it takes a drone, and so forth, and they were just mesmerized, and I'm so glad I did.
Yeah. The best thing that I saw, and if you have questions with this, I'll be here a little bit longer. Sorry if they'll increase. Is taking the drones. Mary, while we're inspecting, will collect the drones in a clean stature, enough for each student, and we'll be go inside and take off our suits and take off our gloves. They each get a drone to play with. They love it. They're like taking selfies with the bee. They are just,
I'm taking it to dinner.
They will take it to dinner.
picnic is fine.
Yeah. They
I'm
absolutely.
taking this to the dining hall. Everyone's gonna freak out.
So,
Yeah, when you did that, did you clip their wings so they couldn't fly away? Yeah.
no, it stayed right on there.
I did that at the library in Preston County for kids for the summer reading program last year. And I actually just clipped the drone wings so they couldn't, because it's in the middle, it's in the library, so
Right.
I didn't want bees flying around.
Yeah, I never thought to do it. They
Yeah,
just kind of
and they just kind of kept crawling and then,
they love it.
yes, they did. That was the highlight of my
Right.
presentation.
It's such a neat- I wanted to see all the selfies. Because they were taking a bunch.
Yeah.
They love pictures.
Phyllis, what were you saying?
I'm about ready to fall asleep, but.
That's all I have. Jubilee, September 2nd. If you're in the area, if you're not, don't have any other plans, come and check us out.
Be there.
Do we have any other discussion? We'll have a motion to close the meeting.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
I have.
Okay, so Deb, in front of the thing, because my camera's not recording, just, can you say who did that, so,
Susan Olson
Second.
seconded the motion.
because I don't know if the computer's picking it up.
Tiffany Hawkins presented the motion to close the meeting and Susan seconded it.
Next meeting will be,
All right, and then Phyllis has a presentation.
I do have a
All right,
presentation.
sit tight.
Oh.
Phyllis assistant.
Instead of bringing all this out, I just wanted to share, we